Hello, 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 you gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving podcast. I am recording this a couple of days after Valentine's Day, a day after the Lunar New Year, and welcoming in the year of the fire horse. And I am feeling pumped up, ready, excited, and raring to go. And that feels so incredible to say, because if you'd have spoken to me just a week ago, I would have been like, whoa, I am in a dark place. And it's really great to be able to say just how much has shifted in my mind and in my body after just a short period of time. I want you to hear me if you are somebody that is going through a difficult time right now. I love you. I got you. And this is just a phase. You don't know how long the phase is going to last for, but this too shall pass. And, what is true, at least in a circumstance like mine, when you are dealing with grief, is that I might feel completely differently in a couple of weeks' time, a month's time, 6 months' time. Something might come out of the blue and hit me. And that may change how I feel. And that's okay, because that is life, and that too will pass. So you're never going to be in it forever. I am a testimony to that. And I think what's interesting is, if you'd have spoken to me at that moment in time, I didn't remember that. I hadn't recalled it. And I was a bit like, oh, what if I always feel like this? You will not. It will pass. So this is going to be a quick and dirty one for you today. God, I've not said that for a long time, and I like that. And it's something that I've shared with a couple of my coaching containers, my mastermind and my certification people. And I might have even written a post about it, but it feels so true and so present and so important that I'm putting it on the pod too. So the thing that I want to talk to you about is the energy of expectation, and just what a pivotal role this gets to play in how you create and show up in your business. The foundational principle that you get to lean into, which I know that you forget on a daily basis, is the pillar of greatness. It is remembering that you are a freaking badass, and that your presence is a gift to the world. Your presence is a present. It is so important to come from that space. You're worthy because you have decided to remember that when you were born, you didn't need to do anything at all to be worthy of love. And I get it if you come from a traumatic background where you did not experience the privilege of unconditional love as a baby. I know that that is going to be challenging. And I invite you just to think about how you view other babies. And is there any part of you that thinks that a baby needs to perform in order to be worthy of divine and unconditional love? The answer is a categorical no. So even if you were not gifted with that privilege, you deserved it. You absolutely deserved it, because every baby deserves it. And this is the starting point, knowing your unique greatness. Then, over the years, and it may be over the months, you have decided to put your energy, your intention in building up your skill set. For me, it's something that I've been working on for the last 25 years, understanding change, understanding transformation, understanding human psychology, why we do the things that we do, and what is the best way to help a person make quantum changes in their experience of life. what do we do and how do we do that? How do I do this for myself and how do I help other people do this? This has been a study of the last 25 years, and I've been in business for the last 12 years. I have something to say. I have an opinion, and that opinion is important. Those experiences are important. Those life lessons, as well as business lessons, they count for something. And guess what? So do yours. And you might be like, well, Susan, I've not been doing this for 25 years. I haven't been in business for 12 years. You've been living your life for as long as you've been living your life. And I guarantee you that there are stories and experiences that you have invaluable lessons from your life experience that you can and should be applying to your current profession, what it is that you are doing, certainly as a coach. Whether those are stories that you share with your clients is not the thing. It's understanding that every single step that you have taken has been necessary in order for you to have landed where you have landed. And where you are right now is perfect. Even for every single one of you who is listening to this, desiring change, where you are right now is where you are supposed to be. And you will only shift once you've expanded into that next level of identity, the identity of the person who has what it is that you desire. And this is the work. So when you are in deep reverence for the versions of you that have got you to this stage, and you are able to be grateful and have extracted the lessons and understand how those lessons serve you in serving your people, you get to show up with a feeling of, I have arrived. You are welcome. Like, let's fucking go. Do you know who I am? And when I say all of these things, I really do not mean this from an egotistical way. And I want you to feel like that about you. I want you, when you write a post, I want you to be like, this is a gift from the heavens. You are welcome. I am sharing my voice, my knowledge, my experience with you because I know that this is going to be helpful for you. If you receive this in the way that I have intended it, it is going to change your experience of life. I believe that about this episode. I'm like, get your pen and paper out, take notes, ask yourself how I can implement this. Ask yourself, how can I ensure that this works for me? Like practice coming from your greatness, practice coming from the energy of this is important. Irrespective of how many people engage, how many likes you get, how many people that come into your DMs, come at it from this is important, this is art, this is a masterpiece, and I am so excited to be able to share this with you. Now, when you combine that energy of this is important, I am important, this message is important, with the expectation that, of course, people are going to respond. And when I say that, again, I'm still not talking about likes. I'm still not even talking about DMs. I am talking about the visceral response that a human being gets to have every single time they interact with your content because you have helped them see themselves or view the world differently. And you might never know, you will never know how many people you impact in that way. But when you write or create with that expectation, it changes the energy. And when you then move that beyond just creating content, but into selling your programs, making your offers, when you come at it from a place of course, my offers sell out. Of course, I get in front of the people who are going to want to move because I am the embodiment of my message, because this message is a transmission that cannot help but change people at a cellular level. Of course, people are going to want more. So, of course, I sell out my masterminds, my workshops, my one-to-one. Like, that is standard behavior. When you can start thinking like that and coming at your business, your launches with that energy, even before you have the evidence that that is true, and you are consistently able to approach your business, your activities from that place, guess what? You start to create a reality where that is true, where that is happening. And what is really normal is for you to listen to me say this and then be like, yeah, but what about the times where I don't sell out? What about all of the times where I've been positive and I haven't made it happen? Welcome to reality. Welcome to business. There will be times where you don't make it happen yet. I just had a really funny flashback of the Duchess of Sussex. Actually, she's not called the Duchess of Sussex, is she? Her name's Meghan. Meghan Markle being like, yet, I've just discovered the power of yet. And I smiled because of the way that she said it. But whilst Meghan didn't discover yet all that principle, it's really, really helpful. Like, of course, I'm going to sell out. And if I don't sell out this thing, it's a yet. It's not because it's not going to happen, because of course it's going to happen, because I've decided that it's going to happen. And that's the energy that I approach my life and business in. Like, of course, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. The smallest decisions create the best and biggest ripple effects that all play out in my favor, because everything is always working out for me. This mindset changes the game. And yes, it's delusional. Yes, it's unrealistic. But if you want to create delusional results, if you want to create like unfathomable quantum shifts in your experience, this is the mindset that will allow that for you. When I was having this conversation with my coach, we talked about how I, of course, have that mindset when I am going into a 3-day virtual event. I know it's going to work for me because it always works. I know the process, and the process is set up to help people have extraordinary shifts. And within those extraordinary shifts, 20% of those people are going to say, I want more. Like, I know that that happens. And so my expectation, my level of confidence, my level of self-assurance is through the roof. And where I realized that I had the opportunity to expand is to know that it's not the system or the process that contains the magic. If it's the system or the process that contains the magic, I put the power outside of me, and I know that I am the source of my magic. And so if that is the case, I get to bring that to the table. I get to know that that is true and operate from that space, whether I'm in the system for my launch or outside of it. And that was so activating for me. And this is why I have shared this so many times, because I know so many of you, irrespective of the level that you're at, whether you are brand new and just thinking about becoming a coach, or you are somebody who has been in the industry for a decade but have currently plateaued at 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, maybe even 500,000. It doesn't really matter. When you are in that plateau, so often it is because you have lost the belief that, of course, everything is working out for you. Of course, people are going to buy. Of course, people are going to buy, because everything that you say changes the way that they think, they feel, that they act. You galvanize people into movement, into taking action. And of course, the next natural step is to take more action with you. Like, of course, when you're not thinking like that, when you are showing up in a defensive way, in a protective way, in a we'll take what we can get way, in a kind of we'll see what happens way, in a way where you don't want to commit too hard or say too much because you don't want to be disappointed, you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to be judged. when you have that attitude for your posting, for your invitations, for your launches, guess what? You are not a match for selling out. You are not a match for paying fools. You are not a match for people dropping out of the sky because everything is always working out for you, because that is not the energy that you are emitting from. It's a decision to remember that you get to choose how you engage with the reality, in inverted commas, that is in front of you. It is a decision for you to remember that your presence is a present. It is a decision for you to operate from the pillar of greatness. And it is a decision for you to decide that, of course, you are always selling out, because everything is always working out for you. This is it for me today. If this has been a vibe, let me know on Insta, share this with a friend. And in the meantime, please remember that faith plus action equals miracles. And I look forward to seeing you or being in your earbuds next week.